Well, I've been fascinated with raptors for most of my life, and I've spent the last almost 10 years working as a biologist with birds. So what drew me to falconry initially is the opportunity to have this really intimate and unique insight into the behaviors and the life of this otherwise solitary and kind of enigmatic creature. And when you're out flying your hawk, it's just you and the bird and the landscape. And if you're lucky, you become immersed in this kind of timeless interplay between predator and prey. And that is like pure and simple and unpredictable and immensely addictive. So the first few days are really tough, can be really frustrating, torturous to the falconer, I think, and probably to the bird. Pretty much immediately the training process begins. You know, from the moment you get this bird, you're on kind of 24/7 to make sure that everything you do tells a consistent story to the bird. Your goal is to overcome their natural, reasonable fear of humans and to demonstrate to them that you are a trustworthy, benevolent creature in their life, and that's the only thing that will keep them wanting to work with you. The first big breakthrough is getting them to take food from your hand and eat in front of you. Once they do that, it's pretty much the rest is history, you know. Then you ask them to step off the perch onto your hand and eat from you. And once they have that down, you ask them to hop a foot to your hand and take food from you. And then 3 feet, and then 5 feet, and then 200 yards. And once you've reached that point, it's time to take them off their tether and start hunting with them. So when I first introduced her to the dog, we just kind of did it slowly. You know, he'll come out hunting with us, so it's important that they have a pretty comfortable relationship around one another. And I think she caught on pretty quickly that he didn't pose a threat to her. I think he's scared of her, honestly. A lot of falconers work with the dog because the dog is a good field partner. It's a three-way partnership, you know, between dog, human, and hawk. So, you know, we beat the bushes, he runs along sniffing for rabbits and quail, and that's why she follows along as we move across the landscape. I've definitely encountered people that are uncomfortable with the idea of falconry in general, and I think some of them haven't been exposed to falconry or to a falconer enough to really get a good look into the sport. For those reasons, it's all the more important that falconers adhere to a very strict code of ethics and also make themselves available to educate and inform the public. You know, these birds fly free. They can leave at any given moment. The reason that Jess stays with me is that she understands on some level that I am consistent and I'm trustworthy, and frankly, I'm a source of high quality food. That's a hell of a lot easier for her to get from me than in the wild. All I'm asking for her is to fly out of a tree and land on my glove. It's a lot easier than to exist in the wild, subjected to predators, humans, power lines, diseases, cold winter nights, stretches without food, so. It's a complicated and very unique idea. There's not really anything that's that analogous to it. It is hunting, but she's not my weapon. She's the hunter, and I am her assistant, her field companion at best. Her admirer. Along those lines, I think a pretty common paradox that falconers encounter is that you develop respect for the bird and an attachment to the bird, and to a certain extent you fall in love with your bird. And The bird feels none of those things for you. And there's no affection. It's an entirely opportunistic relationship from the bird's standpoint. You are the source of food, and I think that's probably about as far as her appreciation for you goes. That said, I think she kind of likes me. No.